At various points in the land assembly process, decisions need to be made, for example, the method to apply to acquire an interest in land. This video illustrates how the information needed to make this decision can be accessed through a case dashboard, like this one. In this example, a case is a single interest for which two interests need to be acquired. As you can see, this dashboard also shows details of any claims which have been made relating to the case. All the information relating to the case, or any of its components, can be accessed via the dashboard. For example, the extent of the case, the extent of the interest, and the requirements. Here we have a permanent requirement, and here an access requirement. From this dashboard, we can access details of the interests which need to be acquired, referred to as acquisition targets, which are the intersections of requirements and current interests. As you can see, the screen also provides summary details of interested parties, related interests, and commitments. 4 pieces of information are needed to determine which method should be used to acquire an interest: the nature and tenure of the interest and, if leasehold, the length of the term remaining, the nature and tenure of the interest required, any compulsory purchase powers available, and any prior arrangements entered into by the acquiring authority. If we select an acquisition target, we are provided with a screen which shows the information needed to allocate an appropriate acquisition method. On this screen, we can see that the selected acquisition target is the intersection of the current interest, which is a leasehold in land with 62 years remaining, and the proposed interest, which necessitates permanent acquisition of part. If we visualize this on a map, we can see that the acquisition target extent is the intersection of the proposed interest and the current interest. If we select the proposed interest, we can see that the selected acquisition target is linked to land parcels for which Parliament has granted acquisition powers. If we wanted to visualise the relationship of the acquisition target to the consent parcels, we could bring up a map and check that our acquisition target is wholly within these parcels. The information on the current interest, proposed interest, and compulsory purchase powers would indicate that general vesting declaration may be the preferred method of acquisition. However, we can see here that the acquiring authority has undertaken not to acquire the interest via GVD. So, looking at the acquisition options, in this instance we'll choose Notice to Treat. So, we can see that the availability of the right data has enabled us to select the most appropriate acquisition method. This example also illustrates that the information needed to allocate acquisition methods could be consolidated in a single screen if required, and that, at least in most cases, this process could be automated.